You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey everyone, you are watching the Geek Chat on The Experience. We've got some news, some reviews, a giveaway, and the X section is back. JD, take it away. Hey everyone, you are watching the Geek Chat. I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are going to be going over a lot of the new number ones that came out this week. We've got some news about Superman, My Adventures with Superman, that Dez is really excited to talk about. And the third segment, X, is back. It was a full week of X books. Were they all good? Stick around. Now, you might have heard me mention a giveaway. We are doing a giveaway today. Dez, tell them what it is.
It is the Flash #1 variant 1 in 100. There it is right now on the screen, and it is still a part of our Experience Thanks. So just like last week, all you have to do is write in hashtag EXP Thanks, and you'll be entered to win. Please note that if you've already won something today on one of the prior shows, since there's a ton of shows now in the Experience, you are ineligible to win in this drawing. So please just remember that, but please, the more the merrier. We would love for as many people to enter as possible. Go snag your friend, tell them to come in, tell them to tune in, tell them to write in hashtag Experience Thanks, EXPTHANKS, and they'll be entered to win. And just know that the more people we're able to get to watch the show, the better the prizes will get. So we want to get up there. We want to be able to give you guys all kinds of slabbed comics and number ones and all the fantastic comics, and remember, all this is just a thank you to all of you for taking the time and listening and coming and watching this content. So please let your friends know, let your grandma know, she might like comics, you never know. And she can possibly win something.
Hey, I want to say hi to everyone. We've got a lot of people in. Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much, everybody. And we will be doing the drawing at the end of the show.
That's right. So I want to say real quick, you were watching us on The Experience. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about it. If you're watching this on Facebook right now, give it a share. You can find The Experience on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. Again, head to Facebook to the Geek Chat, give us a like, follow us, and head to comicshoppingexperience.com. Sign up for the mailing list to find out when all your favorite shows are going to be on, or even shows you don't know about.
Yeah. So before we start, I want to say thank you to everyone who's already inside. We got a couple of questions. So Barlord says, what's the overall take on this current Flash run? I'm not hearing anything good.
Well, we reviewed the #1.
We did. And the main consensus is Deodato's artwork just does not, for whatever reason, his artwork is a little too static and it's a little too dark. So I'm used to the Flash being much more brightly colored since it is a red and yellow costume. I think the story is actually not too bad. And they're getting ready to get a new artist. So
Deodato's not lasting more than 6?
I think it's 6 issues, and then they're going to be changing over to a new artist. And so I'm going to check back in. Like, I have all the issues and I've been reading them, but I'm really going to check back in on it and really put eyes on it when the new artist comes in and see if they can actually pull it in.
It's a movement.
Yeah, get a little bit more. Oh, so the background is not the dragon background. This is actually outside of Rich's house. This is Snake Mountain from He-Man. So if you've noticed the last couple of episodes, I've been coming to you live from various different locales in comic book and pop culture media. So this one just happens to be Snake Mountain. So who knows where Desmond will be on the next episode. So please tune in and see that.
So we were supposed to watch the entire Avatar episodes, but someone does.
Well, I didn't want to rush them. Like you're all like, again,
Two a day.
I have not
Two a
watched.
day.
Shut up. I have not watched any Avatar in my life. Okay, maybe one half episode, and then maybe one Korra episode. And I've seen some of the books, but I don't really. I mean, like, I know the overall story of Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I was like, these are hour longs. I wanted to, sit down with them and digest them. So I've only watched the first two. Now, of course, this man over here has basically, sat down and binged them. And I know, and I just really hope that he doesn't treat me like comic book people treat, people who don't read comic books and then get all their knowledge from the movie or the video source, and they're like, nothing about this. So
no, I would never do that. You had tornadoes in Michigan, Eddie Von B.
wow,
Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, Aang was there doing his tornado stuff.
Yeah.
So for the first two episodes, I thought it was great. I really enjoy it. I think the movement is fantastic. I really liked the so I have to tell you this, people. CGI for me is fine. Like, unless it's really egregious, I don't see the difference because my eyes are really bad. Really bad. Like, I have astigmatism. I'm surprised I can drive. So as long as it looks good.
Oh my God, we drive with him.
Shut up. Anyway, I'm watching this stuff and the movements looked good. The fighting looked good. I thought the characters were interesting and fun. I like the way that Aang reads. The kid who played Aang, I like the way he reads. Everything about the show seems to be working. And I thought the effects were fine. So I don't really know. I don't really. So I have no frame of reference for this because I can't compare it to the source material because I never watched it. So standalone, as someone who's never watched anything about it, I thought it was interesting and I thought it was good. So I'm definitely going to finish watching it. Has this made me want to go back and watch those other episodes? And I kind of thinking to myself about that. And I think I'm going to go through and watch all 8 of these episodes and then decide, hey, do I need to go back or is this enough? So all you folks out there, have you seen the Last Airbender on Netflix? Should I go back and watch the original? Should I completely ignore this one and just savor the source material? Let me know in the comments.
I just want to say two things.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I want to say to Eddie, sleeping through a tornado is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I also did not like Wall-E. I did not enjoy Heroes in Crisis at all. We weren't doing the show then, but Heroes in Crisis was just not a very good book. Do you remember that one? It's where Wall-E killed the heroes and all that.
Well, he was like, oh yeah, it was it wasn't his fault though. It was Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash was doing some vibrations that hypnotized him into doing some bad stuff. But yeah, Heroes in Crisis, I thought it was an interesting concept to look at Heroes and see how the burden of saving everyone all the time and putting people's lives in danger, so like that was to look at. But making it into a weird murder mystery and how it was executed, I think was not right.
So just really quick, in Green Arrow, this last issue of Green Arrow, Amanda Waller has basically manipulated Oliver with information about his son if he goes and steals the sanctuary. So they're bringing it back, unfortunately.
Well, Amanda Waller's gonna Amanda Waller, so
yeah. So back to Avatar. I loved it. They changed some things up, which is always good. I liked that they stuck to the characterization. For example, Iroh, I think that's how you say it. He's much taller, but he still loves tea. They brought that into it. That little thing always. He's
from Kim's Convenience.
What's that?
Oh, it was a Korean TV show that was on
Oh,
Netflix that brought him to fame.
oh,
Kim's Convenience. So if you ever want to see
Boomy.
him, he's really funny.
You haven't got to Boomy yet, but Boomy is actually played by Jay from Ghosts, which the makeup is so well done. I had no clue it was him until Coog said to me who it was. And once you
Wow.
hear his voice, you can hear it. The
Wow.
makeup, the costumes, I am a big costume person. One of the biggest things, like when the X-Men hit, was that they were in the black leather. The producers, whoever, the director, whoever decided to put them in their actual cartoon outfits, it was a brilliant choice. There were memes going online about, it's cosplay. No, it's actual, it's the depiction, it's how they look. And I, for one, loved it.
Yeah.
Um,
Aang looks fantastic. I think everything that they're wearing looks like the characters.
yeah.
And I think the people that they picked are a really good representation. The only thing maybe is that people are, like you were saying, they're a little taller than normal. But again, you can't really.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't.
Sokka, the actor that plays Sokka was nail on the head. The facial expressions, the way he is scared, like when he gets on Appa for the first time and he lets out that loud scream. They did a really good job. I'm really excited that it just got its next 2 seasons. The
Yep.
original Avatar cartoon was 3 seasons. So I'm very happy
I
that
thought it was longer.
no, it was 3 seasons. And that's
Whoa.
exactly what the new one is, the live action.
But weren't
I'm
they 30-minute episodes?
no, they were like 2025. They
Still
weren't all,
though, like that's
yeah,
that's still that's a lot. So I guess if you do 8 episodes, that's technically 16.
yeah.
So if you're doing it, but of course you can't do it a one-to-one from the cartoon to the movies. You have to
No,
to the TV show. You have to change
yeah.
it off.
And we did. We watched, so after we watched the last 2 episodes, we went back and watched the original 2 episodes to see how they changed it. And they did change things. They really did. I'm not a diehard because it actually worked. They kept a lot of the dialogue, which I really enjoyed.
No, that's
One
good.
thing the TV show did that the cartoon didn't, and this is something that speaks to how live action it can bring a little bit more emotional weight. In the cartoons, the Fire Nation did bad things. Like they killed people. Like they wiped out the airbenders. But the cartoon alluded, whereas the show showed
Oh
it.
yeah,
Like
the bones of that old guy. I was like, damn, I was not expecting to see that.
you have no, like what happened to those kids at the end of
Oh
the
yeah.
like it. And I think that's what I enjoyed. I enjoyed the realism that this show did. And it didn't go overly gruesome or anything, but it just showed how nasty the Fire Nation can be.
And they didn't shy away from it. And I think that's what's really cool about this is they understand that this is for both adults and kids,
Yes.
and they hopefully, quote unquote, knock on wood, respected the source material enough to show that, and
Hmm.
still not to say that the animation didn't do this, but they realized that this is like the people who are going to be watching this, are probably going to be watching it with their kids, when they were kids when they first watched it. So maybe they can explain it maybe a little bit better. So
Yeah.
there's this generational thing that happens between the source material and the live action thing, where there might be like an actual generation, where these kids that watched it when they were kids are now having kids, and so.
Yeah.
And I really think that by treating it seriously, they were able to impart a lot more emotion and feeling into these scenes.
Yeah,
So
and the experience says, I'm glad to hear about the characterizations. The real joy of the cartoon was how real the kids were. And
yeah,
I think the TV show did a really good job. I like that they changed Aang from they they kept his playfulness, but they really did put the weight of the world in this kid's head.
yeah,
And I really liked seeing him go through that,
yep,
seeing Qatar go through that, seeing
yeah,
Sokka go through that. They're
yeah,
all children in a world of war.
yep.
So
And that's
I
the
think
thing.
it did a really good job.
And I think the effects are really good. I think whenever he goes into the Avatar state, looks amazing.
Yeah.
Um, when he got possessed on this in the second episode by the other airbenders or the other avatar. I thought that was really kind of cool. And having it that he can only like there's these specific avatar sites that are set up that he can get kind of like power ups and really talk to his former selves. I think it's really kind of a cool kind of like vision quest that he's on, and they all have their own little quests that they are on for growth and enlightenment, and I like that. I really liked that, and it all happened pretty organically.
Yeah, I will say there was a couple times when the green screen effect came through a little too much.
Did notice it. Seriously.
You won't. You got to wait a couple episodes. But yeah, you might see it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think of the whole thing.
Yeah. And when I finish it, we'll come back and do a post-mortem, and then we can really go through it and really kind of like tease it out. And again, we'd love to hear your thoughts about anything we talk about. This is a call and response type show, so let us know your comments, and we'll definitely talk about them.
So I sent you the news earlier that My Adventures with Superman. Not only are they coming out with a season 2,
which you thought they were gonna do,
I really didn't. I really thought James Gunn was going to be like, nope.
Yep.
But they are doing a new comic book as well.
Yep, as well as a season 2. Those are my characters. I absolutely love the show. It is fantastic. Is it steeped in anime goodness? Yes, it is American anime to the bone, and I'm fine with it. I think it is just enough anime and just enough American that it skirts that line really, really well. I think the voices are really good. The stories have been great. Yes.
And America.
And America. Yes. There actually was a magazine called An America out there, Anime America, I think a while ago before. So yeah.
Yeah, it does look like they're using that design. I don't mind it at all.
I don't either.
I miss the what was it, Sailor Mooning that he did. He really only did that one time.
It turned him into a magical girl.
when the costume just came up. It is on
HBO Max as well as Adult Swim. So it originally aired on Adult Swim on, I want to say Wednesdays.
Because we would watch it on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, and then Thursday during the day it would rebroadcast on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Fantastic show.
Lorena, if you haven't watched it, check it out. You gotta go in with an open mind, because they've changed a lot of the mythos. I mean, he's still an alien. He still is rescued by Ma and Pa Kent.
A
lot of
they are not
backstory.
So they're young adults. They're not teens, they're young adults, and they are interns at the Daily Planet. And Superman, or Clark, and Jimmy are best friends from Smallville. So they're friends, and they went to intern at the Daily Planet, where they are hooked up with Lois Lane, who is like this gonzo reporter that is like, I got to get out there and do stuff. And so and they all know that he is Superman. It is a fantastic reveal when you find out how it happens. It's great. Which great.
Binge them all. There's only like 8.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Leonard says the series also made Perry White a person of color, which they wanted to do back when Bruce Timm's series started out. Yeah, and it's really funny. It's really, and how they adapt Kryptonians nowadays is really an interesting twist that they do on Kryptonians, and I think it ends on somewhat of a cliffhanger because there's someone or something doing something with the Kryptonians.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it if you're going to watch it. I know we talked about spoilers, but this one I wanted to save because it's all out. You can binge it. Unfortunately, there really was no There really was no date on when the new one's going to come out. I know it's going to be out. The series is going to be out after the Monster Men, DC's animated movie that's coming out. That's supposed to be the first in the James Gunn. So that it'll be after that. But I don't know if it's related to the DCU. I don't know if it is or not. It probably isn't. But yeah. Oh, hi, Kenneth. Welcome in. But yeah, really great. I cannot wait. The showrunner and the series writer is the one that's taking over, is doing the series, and the series it's going to be a limited series, and it is going to show what happens between
seasons 1 and 2. Cool.
I cannot wait. I think it's going to be great, and I really hope that they get someone that matches that art style.
Yeah.
The last thing we want to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, what did you want to do?
Oh, I want to talk about James Gunn, Superman retitled. He named it just Superman.
Good.
And yeah, it's just Superman, and
Harry White's going to be a person of color too.
In that one as well. That is correct. I love that that's becoming canon. I also love that in this world that James Gunn is creating, superheroes have already been there. They have already been superheroing, and Superman comes in as a young upstart. And I think that is a fantastic angle to take, because in all the other iterations, Superman was either there first and inspired everyone, or he was like this grandiose person. So now we have this Superman. I really hope that they don't take it like a weird Spider-Man thing where you feel that he's incompetent or something like that. I really hope that he comes in and he's like, "Hey, I'm Superman. I'm here to help. Let me help." Yeah. You know, and this is and that there's already established heroes is fantastic. You know, and allowing the viewer to have to catch up is something that a lot of creators don't want to do, because they feel that might alienate the viewer or the reader or something, because they're fearful that we're not smart enough to understand that, oh, this is stuff that's already established in the world, you know. And it's like, no, we're smart enough to understand that this is already a superhero, you know, centric world.
Right.
Superman is the new kid on the block. And we are looking at it through his perspective and his kind of Boy Scout eyes. I think that's a really good and fresh way to look at Superman as this optimistic, you know, character. And I really hope that it really works out.
I just want to say, Leonard, that I hope Lex Luthor shows up in season 2.
Oh, yes.
They need to just introduce him. You know, just I don't know how, but maybe he was the one that worked. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it would be nice.
The whole Ivo stuff was fantastic. Just everything about the show was just really good. And I loved this is my adventure with Superman. It's just, I really enjoyed everything and how it led up to it. Yes. Looking forward to seeing Guy Gardner and Metamorpho.
He better have that bowl cut. He better.
Yes.
I need the bowl cut.
I still think to this day, a better pairing would have been Nathan Fillion and Alan
Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk being Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. I think they would have been fantastic. Only problem is they're really too old for those roles right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. Unless you wanted a more seasoned Blue Beetle, I think Alan Tudyk would be fantastic for a seasoned Blue Beetle, but I don't think they would ever make Booster Gold as old as Nathan Fillion is, unfortunately.
Did you watch Resident Alien?
I did not. Heard it was pretty funny though.
It's a really good show. We haven't watched the last season yet, but we really enjoyed it. Huh?
Based on a comic book.
Yeah.
So
we got 5 minutes left. Do we really want to do a review, or do you want to just keep talking?
I think we should basically remind everyone that they need to put into the comments section hashtag EXP thanks. That way they could win Flash #1 variant cover 1 in 100. That is our giveaway for everyone on the show today. So again, hashtag experience thanks, and you could be entered in to win this fantastic magical prize.
Do you know I'm so old? I remember then that's a pound sign.
Well, you remember you're so old that you remember when there was no pound sign. It was a rotary phone.
Yes, I do. And you needed the long cord to go from where the phone was to anywhere else in the house.
It's
actually an octothorpe. I did not know that. I'm not that old.
That really needs to be one of that needs to be Dr. Octopus's sidekick. The octothorpe. And it's like a giant pound sign running around. Okay, so Leonard
Good, Lorena.
So Leonard Peck says, what did you think of Norman Osborn becoming Gold Goblin and J. Jonah Jameson both being allies to Spidey? I think it's great. It's about time. It's not going to last, of course. You know, I think that they're out there trying to experiment with new things to see what's going to stick. And if the Golden Goblin, if it resonates with people, it's going to stick. I really wish that we'd have saw more of him during Gang War. I thought that was very interesting that they were not in it, yet they put in MJ as Jackpot.
Right.
You know, I really would have preferred to have seen Golden Goblin, because I think that would have been a great way to get more eyes on his book. But you know, that's what you're gonna do. Speaking of Spider-Man, we're going to be talking about Sensational Spider-Man later on.
Spectacular.
Spectacular, Sensational, Spectacular. They're all the same.
Yes, Lorena, we were high class. We had the long cord.
And I couldn't stretch it throughout the house. Mom would get mad at me. So
really? Oh my God. Yeah. I used to ram it. I used to go all over. Oh my God. I hate Paul Leonard. I'm over Paul. Paul needs to go. Not your Paul, of course, but
thank you.
I agree. I don't mind this writer. I don't have the hate that some of the fans do. Des does not.
It's not that I don't. It's okay. Hate is a very strong word.
Right.
It's just his stories are just uninspired. That's the problem with it. Is they're just uninspired. They're just boring. Like everything that's happened since what's his name took over it's just been boring. It hasn't added really much of anything to the mythos.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that every writer has to put their stamp on anything they do. That is not what I'm saying, but at least keep it interesting.
Right.
And there's nothing in anything that I've read of the current Amazing Spider-Man run that has made me want to put it on the top of my pile. And by that I mean there's comics that you read. We probably all have felt this.
All of us do
it. When you get your stack of comics on Wednesday, hopefully Wednesday, and it wasn't crazy for all the storms. I know this week all the books got delayed because of the storms.
Yeah, we almost had nothing to talk about, folks.
Yeah. So what kind of
I didn't get my books until yesterday.
Yeah. So, but you know, you get your stack of comics on Wednesday, and then you always sort them at what you want to read first. And all the time, it's Spider-Man has been at the bottom. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, whenever you feel like you're reading a comic book as a chore, it's bad. It's bad. You know, and I think that's what the current writing and the team feels like for Spider-Man. There's just other stuff that is just taking much more precedent right now.
So I'm just going to say one last thing, Duke. Sure. I'm going to say #EXP thanks. Be sure everyone does #EXP thanks. Let's do that.
Yes, RIP Punisher. There you go. So with that, we're going to take our first break. So please stay tuned, and we will be back with new comics of the week. Stay tuned.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. We want to thank our friends for allowing us their support and for providing us with the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat. I'm Rich. Totally forgot what I was going to say too.
I'm Des. And yes, they should bring back the pound sign.
Yes.
I think if any of you are writers out there, you should write a comic book character called the pound sign or the number sign or whatever you want to call it, and have them just like have like a fist and it's like pow, and there's like a and
an imprint.
Yeah, an octothorpe on their forehead.
The Octothorpe.
Call him the Octothorpe. Yeah.
So I just want to remind everyone you're watching us on The Experience, and Thursday lineup is great. You've got bright and early, 8 a.m. You've got Jam Comics. You got to watch it. They're funny guys. They are funny guys. Dan Wickline show at 5. You've got What's in the Box with Miss Jen. She had some great comics today. You've got us, the Geek Chat, and then Sketch Up with Mog and Mel at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. And tonight's guest is someone Des is very familiar with, and it is...
Oh, Ben Dunn. Sorry, I thought you were going to say it. Yes, it's Ben Dunn from Ninja High School. So if you haven't seen his stuff, it's fantastic. Classic American manga artist. He was one of the first. He did something with Marvel called the Marvel Universe, and so he came in and did a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of books with Marvel back in, I want to say, the early 2000s that he did. And so he had a really he was like the architect for all of these Marvel properties that had a manga feel to it. Adam Warren did one, I think it was.
Oh, I remember the Adam Warren stuff.
Yeah, so Ben Dunn did it. So yeah, definitely worth a watch. It's such a fantastic guy. I've met him a couple times at various cons. I have at least one art piece from it. So yes, he did make Hulk.
I remember that.
Yes, he did.
So one last thing before we get into our number ones, head to comicshoppingexperience.com. Sign up on the mailing list, and they'll let you know when great shows are up. And there's shows on The Experience every day, and we're doing the giveaways, I want to say, for the rest of the week. I believe so. So our first book up, we're going to do 5 books in a half hour. This is going to be crazy.
No, only 3 this one.
Oh, we're going to skip the first 2?
No, we're only doing 3 this one. What are you looking at?
All right. What do we? You tell me what we're doing.
Oh, sorry. I went a little too far. Yes,
you did.
I did. I missed it. We ended up talking way long about our other stuff.
So I don't have much to say about this first one.
What, you didn't like giant-sized Spider-Gwen? She's huge now.
Let's say the second one then. We'll do the first one.
I actually liked this. No. We're gonna do the giant-sized Gwen. Sorry, JD. This one. We're doing this one first.
So that isn't the cover I got. I got the Sailor Moon tribute.
which I would have loved to have gotten, but I did not get. But yes,
She's doing the whole Sailor Moon, the costume coming around her. That is the Brian Hitch cover.
yes,
And last week we reviewed Giant Size Fantastic Four, and we've done Giant Size whatever the stupid book was before that. So let's get this over with. Melissa Flores was the writer. Alba Glaz was the penciler. Elisabetta D'Amico was the inker. Oh boy. For Sifuentes Suju was the color artist, and VC's Ariana Mahar was the letterer. And there is a backup story from Spider-Gwen number 13, written by Jason Latour. The artist was Robbie Rodriguez. Rico Renzi was the color artist, and VC's Clayton Cowles was the letterer. And it is a $7 book because you get 2 stories.
well,
Yes.
for it was better than the Fantastic Four one.
Oh my God, yes.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. For someone who did not really know about Spider-Gwen from outside of the comic books, outside of the Spider-Verse tie-ins. I didn't read her solo series. I really enjoyed it. MJ being Carnage and them
EMJAY.
yeah, MJ being a Carnage, and her and Spider-Gwen trying to be friends. They're being in a band with the other pseudo famous Spider-Man women. It was pretty interesting. I loved the artwork. I thought the artwork was great. It's got a pseudo cartoonist / almost Disney-like roundness to the characters, but it looked really it looked now, and by now I mean it looked like, whether you like it or not, it looks sort of like Fortnite-y, sort of like that sort of, when you see pictures of Fortnite and you see pictures of that pseudo sort of like cartoony cell shaded look, that's sort of what the artwork looked like, and it's a very appealing art style, and I think a lot of people are used to it given how prevalent it is in video games. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the characters. Just a solid story. I don't know how this ties into her new series.
Well, she's starting a new number 1 up.
Yeah, I don't think this tie into it, because
I thought she was going to be on 616 in the new series.
But this takes place on her Earth, exactly. So I don't know, because they introduced a new Dr. Octopus. They introduced.
It was interesting that Dazzler's sister was there.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, we haven't seen her in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they had this. It had a really fun, story that didn't take itself too seriously. It looked good. It was solid. But I just don't know where it's gonna go, because I don't know if this is a giant-sized Spider-Gwen. Was this supposed to get me jazzed for the new series?
Because I think that's what Marvel wanted.
But is it going to tie in? Are all these people going to go to 616 now? We're going to have two MJs running around, and one is MJ and the other one's EMJ, and one is Carnage, one is Jackpot. Like, again, I wanted this to feel like, yes, Spider-Gwen is from 65, and that's where this one takes place on. So that's why I didn't realize it, because the big tagline for her new series is she's stuck in the 616.
Right.
There's nothing in here that suggests that it is tied to that. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, is this just a throwaway story? Because I hope not, because MJ and Carnage go away for a while. So are they going to revisit that? Because I want to see more of that. So again, I don't know how this is going to do. So as a reader, I was left confused.
Yeah.
So solid story, solid art, solid story, but they should have just made it a one and done and made an ending. Like, just, this was a day in the life of Spider-Gwen, a giant-sized day in the life of Spider-Gwen. And I'm sorry, the backstories do not need to be there. Like, I wish they would have given us something fresh, or something new, or a
Well,
who's
they were just
who.
showing you the reintroduction of why Mysterio was there.
No, I get that. I really do, and that's fine. But to be completely honest, I would have rather read about Carnage M instead
Yeah,
of Mysterio. Like, I don't
yeah.
care about Mysterio. He's hardly in the book.
No.
So I would save. Unfortunately for this one, I would save your money.
Wow.
So, yeah, save your money on this one. The next one, and I would is What If Aliens. So I made Rich read this because I am a huge Aliens fan, and I wanted to read about what possibly would happen if this character, Carter Burke, had lived. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Aliens franchise. This was James Cameron's follow. This was James Cameron's follow up to his original Alien story, and instead of making it a chase story, this is like this is a follow up to Ridley Scott's Aliens movie. Sorry, in which James Cameron made the aliens a giant hive of bugs that were infesting this planet. And Burke, this character, was sent by Wayland Yutani. Sounds familiar, huh? Yeah, Wayland Yutani to impregnate one of the people and then bring the egg back in order to study it and weaponize it for the U.S. because that's what the U.S. does. But in the movie, he dies immediately, so he's just dead. Boom. And in this comic, it basically says what happens if he survived and they were able to actually get an alien, and bring it to America, bring it to the Earth. And I'm used to What Ifs being a one and done story. This is not. This is a 4-issue series about aliens and Burke. I don't know if it needs to be 4 issues. I thought the artwork was okay. I don't know what I was expecting with this. What were you expecting, Rich?
Nothing. I've never watched any of the movies.
You've never seen any of the
movies.
So
if it's a what if it changes, I don't know what's changed. I read the whole thing and I'm like, okay, it wasn't horrible. I was like, by the way, I got the Scotty Young cover because look how cute it is. This was 5 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. And
but did it make you want to read or watch the movie?
Not at all.
But they're such good movies. Okay.
I had zero idea who these people were.
But come
the
on,
art they
reused scenes from the movie. It was fantastic.
But I don't know what those scenes look like.
Bill Paxton, being killed again was fantastic. Like, I love the first part of it. The second part, though, when he's an old man and he's basically he's a pariah now because
he's on some weird place
backwater
where there's
planet.
I don't know. I just know that the first 2 books for me, I was like, oh god, is this how the rest of the one's gonna go? Because I read them in order.
It's a book. Yeah, it's a book hunt, man. Yes, Eddie. See, Eddie gets it. But not this book. Don't get this book. It wasn't that good. Unfortunately, I wanted it to be better.
Read better in a trade.
See, that's the thing. I think this will definitely read better in a trade. It didn't need. One thing that I thought was very interesting is it did need like 4 people. We didn't do the credits. Because it took it basically was an idea that Paul Reiser had with another person, and then they wrote it and then put it together and then send it off to Marvel, and Marvel said okay. So the concept was by Paul and Leon Reiser, so it's him and his brother. So the guy who plays that character, the actor, wrote it. Adam F. Goldberg from the
Goldbergs, and he also did the Electric Mayhem, that amazing series that was on Disney Plus.
And it was Hans Rodenoff and Brian Volk Weiss, and part Part 1 was written by Hans Radenoff and Adam F. Goldberg. Artist was Juiu Valanova. Color artist was Yen Nitro. Love it. And letterer was VC's Clayton Cowles. So yeah, so it took 4 people that came up with the concept, and then 2 people actually wrote it, except for the first couple of pages, because those lines, except for the lines that Paul except for the lines that his character spoke, all that was taken from the movie. Yeah.
Well,
So.
Daniel, stay tuned, because in a little bit we're going to be reviewing Batman the First Night pulp cover, and I have not read the Blue Beetle yet, but I know something big happens in it.
Yes.
Up, 2 of these books are reasons why I, as a retailer, hate the industry.
Why? Okay.
I
So
am not a fan of not comic-sized books.
Oh, The Last Mermaid, #1. Oh yeah,
Let's put that up.
Check out this bad boy. Like, look at that.
That comic that they're showing makes it look like it's comic book size.
It's not.
It's not.
It is huge.
Comic book. Huge. Comic book. Yes. So
it is huge.
Yes.
You stretched it to fit. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No. So, and I also have a problem with DC's oversized books. I am not a fan of either format.
Kenneth, you got to put the hashtag in front of experience thanks, or you're not going to be counted.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
So, no, and it's not experience tanks, Kenneth. You got to put there you go.
The H. So, and it's £, by the way, remember.
Yeah. But this Last Mermaid, aside from its irregular size, also get ready for it, because Distillery, the new comic company, they're this size as well. Yeah, that's their thing. It's like supposed to be thicker and wider, so you get more real estate for your viewing pleasure. So
but okay, then you know what they need to do? DC needs to make, I'm not going to swear, DC needs to make bags and boards that fit their books, and Image needs to get a bag and a board to fit this book.
I got a bag and a board for it.
For what?
It's a Golden Age bag and board. It's weird. Look how there's like a huge section at the top.
Yeah, no,
it's a huge section at the top.
And this pisses me off about DC when they do these oversized books. Collectors don't want their books just, in stuff. They want it to be bagged and boarded. Sorry. Okay. So yes, Distillery. Can't believe that.
Okay.
So what did you think? Okay, so this is real easy, guys. Ready?
Derek Kirk Kim.
That's all everything. Did everything.
Fantastic. I thought this was a great introduction to a it's a great introduction to a animated movie, or an animated
short.
Yeah, because not a lot happens as far as dialogue.
Nothing happens.
Basically, you're introduced to the character. I think the concept is fantastic. So it's a mermaid in a giant mech suit looking for water,
and the mech suit turns into a car.
And it turns into a car.
I love that. So as a Transformer fan, I was like, great concept.
And she has a what is it called? An oxel. The weird little creatures with the three things on their faces that swim around. They're called oxel. I think they're called oxels. But she has one that's a friend of hers. The artwork for me is gorgeous. Fantastic artwork. This is what it is. It's that little thing right there. I think it's an oxel or something. But anyway,
with your background, you fade in. Just so you know,
it's weird. I know. But anyway, I thought for what we got, I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed the artwork, and there's a lot of stuff that happens in the book that is a visual. It's a visual treat for the eyes, but it does come off like a
storyboard.
Yeah, like storyboards for a cartoon,
Yeah.
or some kind of an animated project. And he probably was an animator at some point, and that's probably his background. But I really enjoyed it, and like the weird person looking at them from the bridge. Of course,
Golden Gate Bridge.
it's the Golden Gate Bridge. You can never have, a bridge be destroyed and have it not be the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, it's just, of course, it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland. She's looking for fresh water. Her suit gets, dinged, and is this the end of our hero? So
my
knows?
idea was
I
I'm going to wait. So for me, this is a pass
it's
until the trade is out.
and it's regular sized.
I doubt they're going to do that. They're just like pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait because for me, not enough happened. It took me like a minute to read this comic. Like,
Yeah.
I was, okay. Like, it read very storyboards.
Yeah.
And the art, I will say, is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. But I am going to wait on this until the first collection because I need a little bit more meat for my meal.
Yeah.
This was just some bread.
Yeah.
Like, give me the rest of the meal.
Yeah, I did like the end. At the end, they showed one of the first
early concept.
The early concept from like 2012 or something like that, 2014, and it was just this little mermaid in a mech suit. I thought that was really kind of cute. So
yeah, I like the evolution.
Yeah, I love seeing artists finally get their ability to do that. So for this one, I am gonna buy the other ones. I really enjoyed it. One book that I thought was just kind of mediocre, that I was just like, man. So the experience, I want to make a monster movie where the Bay Bridge and just not even mention the Golden Gate. No, we just had the Bay Bridge fixed, so please don't destroy it. I need it. Please don't. Anyway, so the next one, the Batman First Night #1.
Freaking oversized. Gosh dang book. Let me look at the difference. Look at
this. Is this another one that you were mad about?
Yes, I hate when DC pulls this crap.
You're out of control. So it was written by the legendary Dan Jurgens. Art and cover by Mike Perkins. Colors by Mike Spicer. And letters by Simon Boland.
You know what I liked about it? I'll tell you what I liked about it.
What?
I liked that they put Batman in his purple glove suit.
The classic with the
classic suit. I loved that. I loved that in these black labels they swear.
Yeah.
But remember, the Batawang ruined any kind of adult nudity. Remember the Batawang, the very first black label, and we got to see Batman's Batawang.
Not even all of it either.
Right. But that was enough to shake everyone and, oh my God.
The cat's underneath the table licking my foot, and I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, we've been hearing her. Story-wise, I think it is a very by the numbers gangster kind of
during the Great Depression.
Yep.
This, I really hope it reads better in trade, because this will definitely get a trade. It's a limited series, but there was
nothing... Lord, Batman Damned with the Batawang.
I don't know. Like I figured Dan Jurgens,
that was wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I've liked Dan Jurgens, and he's always been a hit or miss writer for me. But for this one, I think this was, I don't know, like as a period piece set during the Depression era of Gotham, I don't know if it works or not. I thought it was too slow.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm thinking that some of these books might be better if they would just take the time to finish them all and just release a graphic novel that's the beginning, middle, and end. Because I don't think that there was anything that made me want to follow this.
You don't want to find out if he dies?
He's not going to die. I mean, come on.
Oh, great. Come on.
Come on. Like, I mean, it was interesting how they got there, and there might be an interesting story to say how these
monster men
are being created. But if
So
it's just another Monster Man, then it's got to be
Hugo Strange.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, if it's just going to be Hugo Strange, it's like, well, I don't know, and I just don't know if I'm willing to put more into it.
And Barlord, that is why we're here, to let you know. I would not pick this up.
He doesn't want to pick it up because of the size. Right?
I don't like the size, but no, the story wasn't that bad. I've always been a Mike Perkins fan. I thought when he did X-Men, I didn't think he fit on the X-Men. His art's a little too realistic, dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Which fits, like, I gotta be honest, Mike Perkins fits the artwork for the time period.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a really beautiful book. I love the expressions. I really liked the inker, especially. Who was the inker? Oh, it was just colors. So
no,
I think Mike Perkins did his own inking.
Yeah, he did his own inking.
There's some, like, the page when Batman comes through, when he comes through the ceiling, you see his boots are actual boots. I love the fact that the purple gloves. So for me, the artwork
great
was better than the actual story.
Yeah.
But I do want to know what happens. And I really wasn't. I read when we got the PDF for this book, when we ordered it, I got to read it, and I only read the first maybe 6 or 7 pages, and I was like, Kuga's like, do you want it? And I was like, I'll pass. And I might actually get the number 2.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, you can let me know how it is, and if I should pick it up. I don't think this is gonna sell like gangbusters, but if it does, like, more power to them. It's good to hear from Dan Jurgens again. Like, I haven't heard,
definitely.
He's just living off that Jurgens family empire.
Oh yes, I agree, Duke.
That lotion
Make
empire.
Bag and board. Just
yeah. You really missed my Dan Jurgens thing. I hate you so much. The Jurgens fortune, eh? Shut up.
One more book before our break. We got 3 minutes to review this book.
No, we should just wait then, because I want to talk about it more. Like,
but we have a lot of X books, so hurry up, speak.
What I want to talk about, basically, what it is it's Spider-Man team up. That's all this book is. It was the art was by Roberto Ramos, and the art was
the writer was Greg Weisman, and Greg Weisman name from Gargoyles, Young Justice. Penciler was Humberto Ramos. I love his art.
Fantastic artist.
Inker was Victor Alaba. Olaz Abba. The colorist was Edgar Delgado, and the letter was VC's Joe Caramagna. That was a mouthful.
Basically, all this whole story was a Spider-Man and his amazing friends kind of get together. It is setting up a story in which Peter and Miles are buddies. They get together, they hang out, and it's their adventures. That's literally what it is. And the weird adventures they get into. The problem that I'm having with this book, I don't want to say it's a real problem. It's just they've already established that Spider-Man has a sidekick, and that sidekick is Spider-Boy and Bailey. So I would have really liked this to have been more Spider-Man, and Spider-Boy, or something like that, and they explored their dynamics. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a comic that explores the two of their dynamic, but having Spider-Man be like a pseudo Batman would be, and Bailey being a pseudo Robin kind of counterpart, and really seeing what that looks like, I think would be a really great story, and hopefully we're going to get that. This one just seemed a little bit too, like, I know there's a story behind it. Jackal is the villain, but they kind of made him into a mindless Hulk, and if you know anything about the Jackal's character, that's not him. He's a scientist. So there's something's afoot at the university, the alma mater that he went to. I think it was, what was it called? I know in the comments, the
Spider School.
No, the university that Peter went to.
University of Spider School.
Oh, you're killing me. So, but I don't know. Like, I think this is just another way for us to get Spider-Man.
It is yet another freaking Spider book, because there's not enough of them.
I did like the writing. I thought the writing was fine. Again, the book was fine. There's nothing.
It was. I enjoyed the art. I love the art, actually.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this book at all. If you pick
it was
it up,
nothing new.
If you pick it up, you're going to be entertained by the art and by the story. I love the characterizations of Miles and Peter and how they talk to each other. They threw a ton of backcast at you, like secondary supporting cast, a ton, and so again, you're not going to miss anything if you miss this book, and you're not going to, it's not going to set your world on fire. It is just a solid B+, solid B plus comic.
Spider book.
A solid spider book.
It was a good spider book.
Is it better than amazing? Definitely, but it's not hard to be amazing than it's not hard to be better than amazing. So.
Well, that's it for the second half. We got a lot more. We got my favorite kinds of books, the X books coming up.
Some of those are kind of hard too.
The Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko. We will be telling you our opinions on this, and we will see you in a minute.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one will make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look out, look out!
Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat on the Experience. Just a reminder, we've got another maybe 25 minutes to put in the comments #EXP thanks to enter into our giveaway. And what are we giving away?
Flash #1 variant. 1 in 100 cover. There it is. It's fantastic.
Yes, by Matt Taylor. I want to give him a shout out as well. So, our third section is going to be all about my favorite books in the world. And I have to agree with Barlord. The 616 X-Men are, yeah. We really need to get to June quick because I need me some. Okay. So we're gonna do. Yes, Lorena, it is really cool, and it is a 1 in 100. So Okay. X-Men 32 came out this week. It is the Ilyana and Kate Pryde reunion that we've been dying for, along with Lockheed. So,
Who was that guy that Lockheed was with at the beginning?
he was Jumbo Carnation's lover, who runs the lighthouse.
Okay. In England?
Wherever the island was that Emma bought.
Okay, because for some reason I thought of like the lighthouse, and I thought, is this an Excalibur reference? But I
Nope.
couldn't remember. Okay.
Nope, it was in one of the books. So Noah, be sure to put #EXP thanks to enter to win that great comic. It could be yours. So we have on the cover by Josh Cassara, a great looking pair with, you know, Magic in her new hideous costume, and Kate is.
I was gonna ask you that.
What
happened to her costume? Like what? Like when did
she was reborn with this new costume.
I must have missed
it is
that.
Even more complicated. Like every artist draws it different. It is just the shoulder pads. Everything is just nah. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Nah. I was meh. I had a problem with her black slut costume with the thing sticking out of her head that you never understood how they are shoved in her head, like what? And now they're here, but they're gold because whatever.
I hate to say it,
what?
But I kind of like it.
You kind of like it.
I kind of like it because it's like a very classic, almost Arthurian, celestial kind of warrior kind of thing going on, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it, but I don't know.
Daniel says they wanted her out of the booty shorts. Thank God.
Probably. Yeah, Daniel,
so
you were right.
Jerry Duggan was the writer. Phil Noto was the artist, and I want to get to that in a minute. VC's Clayton Cowles was the letterer, and Tom Mueller and Jay Bowen did the design, and again, Joshua Cassara, whom I love. He is really getting to be... wrong book. We're doing X-Men 32. Wrong book.
Close. Another mutant.
Okay. I am usually a Phil Noto fan. I am usually one of his supporters. I think his art in certain types of story can be beautiful. This book looked so rushed. So rushed.
Yeah. I feel a lot of this whole thing is rushed, unfortunately.
Yes.
I think this whole thing is get us to the shore. Get us to the shore.
Like, okay, we reviewed I don't even remember the name of the story, to be honest, where all the mutants, it was Magic, Typhoid Mary, Dust, Marrow, they all went to the weird other world, and Magic is broken, her powers are broken, and so this picks up with that, which I'm very happy, and she finally can teleport, because that was one of the problems.
Well, she had the
nanites, yeah.
And I love it. Like, why didn't she just go to Polaris first and have Polaris do it?
Polaris shows up, yes, in her new costume with her coffee. I just think
chilling
that this,
just chilling.
This book was just,
this is X.
It was
2 of 35 or something, because it makes it seem that these ancillary comics just don't matter anymore for right now. Like, they just don't matter. And they are using these other books to kind of to end it, but to also clean loose threads.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, that's not, I mean, normally, there we go, that's the cover. Normally, X-Men is on the top of my pile, like it always has been. Always. If it's an X book week, that book is getting read. And unfortunately, this X book, this just was not. I cannot wait for something new, because I'm glad they're putting the pieces back together. I thought you were dead. Oh, I thought you were dead. Let's hug.
I mean, that picture of them hugging, I thought was really like, okay, that's nice because of all the history that they had together.
Correct.
But but one image a book does not make, and I think that's the problem with this. That's why I'm thinking, oh, this is 32. Okay, so this is the final issue. Oh, we
Nope.
have another one. Okay, so every issue seems like it should have been the final issue, only because, and I'll tell you this, because it's all going to come to an end at some
Right.
point. And if you're going to tell this story, and ask, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, at least have it, mean something. And it just
There
seems
wasn't
like
enough. There wasn't enough in this book. They showed the same panel of the building with them going through it, and then the next page.
And who picked up Lockheed?
Yeah.
And what's and Emma just driving around the street picking up people. It really felt like that. Hey, loser, get in the car. We're gonna go crush fascists. And I'm like, and I'm just like, okay, and it's like Emma literally is just driving around the streets like rescuing mutants, and the whole thing just seems so weird.
Yeah. So I want to say to Barlord, they announced it today or yesterday that it's going to hit 700. And I'm very happy that Marvel is acknowledging that if you add up all these X-Men and Uncanny, we're getting 700. And I'm here for that. And they announced some of the writers. So supposedly Gail Simone is going to be writing a story in this. Chris Claremont.
I want to, well, there you go. We're back at that damn thingy.
I hope Gail gets an X book come the relaunch. I would love.
I think Gail. I think it's going to be Gail and Chris Claremont. It's going to be the 90s all over again. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be at that damn school, and the school is going to be in space on asteroid M, and that's where they're going to be.
That's cool. I might read that.
But you still want it to be,
I will read it.
You just want it to be in upstate New York, huh? You're
No,
just done with that area. Aren't you from there? Isn't that home? Wouldn't you be home happy?
I've been reading the school for how many years now? I don't want the school.
So I'm happy though, because we're getting X-Men 97 and they're at the school.
Yes.
So that's my school for me. So
yes. All right. So next up is Weapon X-Men. We reviewed the prequel. What was the name of it? I am so blanking on names of things today. It was that unmemorable.
And this is very unmemorable too.
You did not like this.
I did not like it one bit.
All right,
like
so
art.
Christos Gage was the writer. Yul DeRay Sinar was the artist. Yep. Nolan Woodard was the color artist, and VC's Clayton Cowles was the letterer. Dyke Ruwan and Niraj Menon did that cover. I got the John Boy Myers Weapon X cover, which I loved. I think I love John Boy Myers.
Fantastic. Nice guy too.
Oh, you've met him?
Mm-hmm. A couple times.
Okay, so the whole idea behind this is there is a Phoenix who created the onslaught. Oh boy, who created the onslaught with with Magneto and their world, and they destroyed their world, and now they're going to worlds, and they have to pick a team, and they decide it's all going to be Wolverines because they can make the hard decisions. They literally said this in the book, people. That is why she chose them. I chose you because you can make the right decisions.
Like Cyclops hasn't killed everybody.
You can kill when need to be killed. And we were wrong on that last show we did. We thought it was going to be the Logan from Meltdown, which was
would have been so cool. Havoc and Meltdown from the 80s.
But this one is from the Earth X, which Alex Ross and Jim blanking on his name did. And they introduced Jane Howlett, who has bone claws.
The female version of Wolverine.
Yes.
Who I think
and then there's so there's Old Man Logan from the Old Man Logan series. And then they decided to bring in the Wolverine that is the zombie. Yeah. This book I read and I was like, what? Okay. We talk about Spider-Man, like, what are the reasons this book is out? Like when we reviewed last week's Spider-Punk. Who is this book for? And, you're like, okay, so this is this. And, okay. Who is this book for? This book has zero purpose. It doesn't tie into anything that's happening on Krakoa. It's not gonna fit into anything that's coming this June. It is literally we had an idea. Let's get Christos Gage to write it, and let's get $5 out of people because they love Wolverine. That is my review. I will read the number 2. I'm sorry.
Why? Why? You were part of the problem. Why? This book was trash, and I do not like saying that. I do not like saying that because I think it's overused, but it's so apropos. Like this.
But you like when they take characters and twist them up and change them, and
we've seen all these characters before. Number 1, number 2. They're all Wolverine. And I know there's a lot of people that love Wolverine, but he's tired. Okay. He is tired. Almost as tired as the Phoenix. You know what? The only thing that would have made this better is if Rob Liefeld had drawn it.
Oh, I would have loved it then.
I know you would have. But I just this whole book, the whole story, the whole onslaught just screamed 90s. It's unnecessary. We have way too many. Like, isn't Cable dealing with some weird multi-level threat? Too. Now we have a gaggle of Wolverines dealing with the same thing. It's like, no, stop it. Focus, X-Men. Focus, X-Men editors. You have something happening. Focus. I swear to God, it's like herding cats no. I just couldn't, and I usually am not this harsh. Because y'all, if you watched me, I'm usually
you're the level-headed one.
But this one, that whole book is just, and usually I'm like, oh, it'll be great in trades. No.
Leftover Zaggy said the multiple Wolverines were funny.
I mean, they were kind of funny, and and the whole thing where the zombie Wolverine, like Phoenix just went with her hand and said, okay, you can live off of, cosmic powers, so you don't need to eat anything. And I'm like, really? That's all you had to do? Really?
Well, he still got his food. He ended up eating Captain Marvel. I mean, how great was that?
Yeah, was kind of
Carol
funny.
Danvers,
and like old man Logan cut off some of his stuff and gave it, and like the chubby Wolverine or fluffy Wolverine, all talking about it's my healing factor, and I'm like, what? It's just, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good. I am okay. I am okay with.
All right. So the next book,
that book or anything. I hope you enjoy it, my friend.
The next book we will talk about, I really liked, and I liked it for a bunch of reasons. We're going to talk about Ms. Marvel, the Mutant Menace.
You liked it?
I did. I enjoyed the first miniseries. So I've always been a Ms. Marvel fan.
I am shocked. This is my shock in all face.
Why?
Because I thought you didn't really like the character.
Oh no, I do. I like this. I got the Peach Momoko cover because I love me Peach Momoko.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get this out of the way. Let me find the credits. Ms. Marvel, Mutant Menace. It is by Iman Vellani. She is the actress that plays her in the TV show and the movie. Sabir Perzada were the writers. He was the co-writer, or she, I don't know. Scott Godolewinski was the artist. Eric. These names. Arcaniga. I'm very sorry if you're watching this in the future and you're like, God, that's not how my name is set. I'm sorry. VC Sokara Magna, I know how to say that, was the letter. Good God. Carlos Gomez and Jesus Abertoff did the cover that you all are looking at. So I liked this book because they brought in so many other characters that, like, horticulture, loved that. The M randomly being there was crazy. She was the foil, I guess, for Deadpool. Wolverine cooking was kind of strange.
Yeah, and the Morlock tunnels, like, what are they?
Yep.
Are they the Ninja Turtles all of a sudden? Like...
Yes. Oh, there was a giant rat found somewhere, and people were like, oh, let him go. He's got 4 turtles waiting for him. It was cute. But I really enjoyed the very end. I love Lila Cheney. Loved her when she was dating
Cannonball.
Sam.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I loved her. So I'm curious as to why she took her to space. But the fact that she was excited to be there made it even better.
Because she'd rather be there than New Jersey, I guess. I don't know.
I can't-
No slack on New Jersey. I've only been
I'm
there
like-
once.
Ooh, I haven't. Yeah, I've been there once.
Um,
I don't know. I liked that it picked up from where the last series was. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
I enjoyed it too. I thought the artwork was good. Very solid artwork. One of the things that I liked was you got a lot of references to all the other stories that she had been in prior.
Yes.
And I thought that was really cool in order to bring people up to speed about where her life is and what's going on right now. They address the Orcus stuff. And I love that they're saying that she's a clone, and because she changed her outfit, she doesn't look like it. Now she's a mutant. Is she not a mutant? So I loved the little background stuff that was going on with her, and how she could possibly pass, quote unquote, pass if she didn't want to, if she wanted to, but she didn't, and so she's still part of it. I loved the weird family dynamic of them in the kitchen and her with the X-Men and them telling her to go to school. Yeah, there was just a lot of fun stuff that happened that made me happy as a reader, because you get points if you get what they're talking about, supposedly. And the ending really put it into a new stratosphere of this joke, because Lila Cheney took her away, and I'm just wondering, okay, we're going to get an intergalactic story with Miss Marvel and Lila Cheney and someone else. So, or some other people. So yes, get her off the planet. Let the other X-Men deal with what's going on with Fall of the Mutants and Fall
Well, I
of the
think
House
she's
of X.
coming back.
I know she is, but that's why I was hoping beyond hope that Fall of the X-Men wouldn't be on the side and this would just be her own story. So
I enjoyed the new Plant Man guy. He was different.
So the experience says, question, do we actually believe the actors actually have a hand in writing their comics? Paul Reiser, Iman Vellani, Keanu Reeves, Sam Jackson, Nick Cage, etc. I think basically what happens, in my opinion, basically what happens is they ask her, like, hey, do you have a concept or an idea that you would like us to do? And they give them an overarching view, much like Stan Lee used to do. And he would basically say, I need you to get me from A to B, and I need you to get me from A to C, and I'll fill in B after I see what you've done with C. That's how Stan Lee wrote. So I do believe that what they're doing is they say, hey, do you have any ideas that you would like for this character that we would like you to write? And they say, sure, I think it should be this happened and this had happened. So I think they give them broad strokes, and then the writers actually sit down and put it into a script format for the artist to follow. I think that's how it is. So yeah,
Well,
most of the actors, broad strokes.
So I know that she's a huge comic book fan, and on the set of the Marvels, she would actually talk about. And then in the show, she was a Ms. Marvel fan before she was cast.
Yeah.
So I think for Ms. Marvel, I actually think she has a little bit more input. For Keanu Reeves, he was creating him as a character for Berserker, where the difference is she is writing her character. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
An established character.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. I truly believe that she loves this character and has to fit into the parameters Marvel's giving her as to what they can do. And the fact that she brought in Lila Cheney, I don't know if that was, I would love to ask her whose idea that was, because that was awesome. That nailed it for me.
Yeah, just like leftovers. Zaki says, I believe Imani cares. Just due to her actual excitement for everything. LOL.
Yeah.
I agree. And I would love to ask her if, where did Lila Cheney come? Did you want to do that? Daniel Ashland is the opposite. Says, nah, They just are a name slapped on it. LOL. I know there are major contributors, but they are the exceptions, not the rule.
All right.
I could see that too.
Me too, because I think that actually is what Keanu Reeves did.
Yeah.
So you, Des, need to get her on the show. That's going to be your.
Okay.
You need
I
to get her
will.
on the show.
I'll have JD talk to her people,
Okay.
and then we'll get her in. You got
Okay.
that, JD? Thanks.
Yeah. So we got 5
I'll
minutes.
tweet at her. Thanks, JD.
She's probably on the TikTok.
She's on the TikTok.
She's
How old
probably
are
on
you?
that TikTok.
On the
So we have
TikTok.
4 minutes to review the what I think was the big book people were waiting for.
Sorry, we're probably going to go a little bit over.
Especially after how well Ultimate Spider-Man did, Ultimate Black Panther, and now we have Ultimate X-Men. This was drawn, written, inked, you name it, was done by Peach Momoko. The screen adaptation, I don't understand that, is Zach Davison. And the letterer was VC's Travis Lanham. There's a bunch of different variant covers.
Tons of variant covers.
What did you think of it first?
I thought it came across like a classic Oni, O-N-I, which is a Japanese word for demon, kind of story.
Which is what she is. If you read Demon Days, that was all about that.
So I'm getting some Japanese folklore about the charms and about the stuff, that's going on. So I don't know if she's able to channel this her armor through the charm that she has, because charms are a very big thing, and they even go into detail about charms. She gives a background about charms in the book, having a vengeful spirit attacking her for her inability to help out a friend. Very oh my god, I have like this trauma, this trauma thing about it, and like armor trying to protect her, armor trying to protect her. It is a mystery at the beginning. I do think that the big bad is the Shadow King, because I feel like, given what we've seen of the character and how he is portrayed in comics, even though it's a psychic entity, I do think that Momoko's going to take it into a much more supernatural realm, which I think is fine. I think that'd be great to have supernatural mutants. Maybe their mutation is supernatural instead of genetic. That would be kind of interesting. So I'm here to see what she's going to do. I know that for a lot of people, this is a huge departure from classic X-Men, but that's what the Ultimates is about. And that's what these alt stories are about. You have your X-Men in 616. They're not going anywhere. Let this be something new. Open your mind, Quaid, and let it be new.
So Barlord earlier in this said, I just finished reading Ultimate X-Men. I liked it. I felt its biggest sin is that it has X-Men in the title. That said, I really think it'll make sense a few issues down the line. And I want to say I agree with that, in the fact that this, like you said, was not your average mutant story. It was not. There's no team in place. There's no word of mutant. There's no hated and feared. It is the story of a girl who lost a friend, and now the demons are eating away at her, and she has this power. I thought the art, when her form first showed and the car crashed into it, the way Momoko has the lines coming off the car to show motion and then to show the impact, I think the art, for me, I'm a huge Momoko fan. The art in this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I have to agree. I'm curious to see how the team comes together, or what this team, will they call themselves X-Men? What will make them call themselves X-Men? We get Maystorm is her name. We get her next issue. I really think from some of these covers, I think Gentle is going to be in it as well. Do you remember Gentle from Black Panther from Wakanda?
And I think
because if you look, the little figure that's over in this corner on the cover has Gentle's tattoo. The tattoos
Oh,
light up
I
when he
did
walks.
notice that.
Yeah, I think Gentle will be in it, and I think that the totems that we see are also hints
Of the
or clues.
representation of the powers.
Yes, and I think this is going to be just from how many. We're probably going to get a 5 or 6 kind of team, if
Mhm.
that. But yeah, I got a lot of Shadow King vibes from the weird ghost entity, but the way that the power was projected and the armor held it off, and the way the armor could hold it, gives me this is going to be a different twist on the Shadow King from the 616 that we know, by way of Peach Momoko and her culture's inspiration.
Yep.
To the
And I think that I know people were said like May Shower is not Storm. She's people are saying that
no,
they
Storm's over
are
in Black Panther.
yeah, but they're saying that she is actually what's her name? The blue hair that was on the New Mutants for a long time. She's in Deadpool. She was Negasonic Teenage Warhead's girlfriend.
Yukio?
Yes. Yeah, people are saying that that's Yukio.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Interesting.
we'll
I didn't know that.
We'll see.
But I'm gonna say, if you can, I don't know if it's sold out. I know that this Sunday we're ordering the 3rd printing of this book. I would suggest, if you want something to try that is not steeped in X-Men lore, but is a little maybe side to the X, give this a try. I think Marvel's nailing it on their Ultimate line. All 3 books,
Great.
the number
All 3 books.
ones,
Fantastic.
all the Ultimate books have been amazing. So
Yeah.
go ahead, pick this up.
I'm glad we ended this on a good note.
I am too. I read this and I was just,
Whew.
I was so happy.
So now we're gonna end it on an even bigger note, because we are
someone's
going
gonna
to
win.
We're gonna be picking X adjacent.
Thank you, Derek. X-Men adjacent. That was the word I was looking for.
So again, we're going to be doing our giveaway, which is thankfully sponsored by The Experience. They're the one who provided our giveaway prize. So thank you so much to The Experience for that. Gonna give you one more minute. If you have not already put in experience, hashtag #, experience thanks. Now's the time to do it if you want to win the Flash variant cover number one of 100 variant, and we're getting ready to do it. Thank you, JD. He's putting it in there. Okay,
spin it.
Go ahead, JD.
Big
Let's
money.
do it.
Big money. No whammy.
No whammies.
Eddie
Von B. Okay, hold on. JD, is this a verified winner? We're waiting for JD to announce that this is a verified winner. Yes, thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much, Eddie Von B, and everyone else who entered. Hopefully we'll be able to keep this going for a little while longer. But we appreciate everyone taking the time to come out and listen to us two geeks talk about comics. We love the feedback from our viewers and our listeners. Every time we have more people, it just jazzes us up and gives us energy to do these shows more and more and more. So
hope my dad is watching. Hey, Dad.
Oh, hi, Rich's dad. So, all right, everybody. So that's our show. Please tune in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel.
The Experience.
As always, I'm Desmond.
I'm Rich. Okay, we'll just go.
And we'll go. Bye.
Okay, bye.